Hey guys, welcome to Jack's Beautiful You. My name is Jackie, and on this channel, we mostly talk about perfumes. Today's video, I'm super excited because I have a haul video. I have a wide variety of fragrances to talk about today. Some fragrances I did receive in PR, which of course I will tell you which ones are which. Some of these I paid for with my own money, and some of them that I paid for with my own money were blind buys, and some were not. Some were ones that I had tested and were on my wish list. And I have everything in here from affordable to niche. I have a designer in here. It's just kind of a wide variety haul today. So I'm excited to show you the fragrances that I have brought into my collection. There are none in here that were duds. No failures so far, but I do reserve the right to change my mind because this is just a first impression. This is just a haul. Okay, I haven't had a chance to really thoroughly test these fragrances out. So take everything I say today with a grain of salt and give me time to really get to know the fragrances to get my final thoughts on them. But yeah, so far so good. So if you're interested in seeing the fragrances I've added into my collection, then just keep on watching. All right, let's start with the designer that everybody has been raving about, and my curiosity get the best of me. I blind bought it, and this is Cashmere and Palo Santo. You guys were telling me, so many people told me that I needed to get this fragrance. So many people said they thought that I would love it. I do really like Palo Santo, and I have to tell you, I'm on the hype train with this fragrance. This was a successful blind buy. I've worn this a couple of times now since I've gotten it, and it is gorgeous. So I was nervous about the peach note in here because peach is tricky for me. I don't like the syrupy candied peach because it smells really synthetic to me. But this isn't that. This is a natural peach. This smells like a natural peach to me. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It's got a lot of amber in here. It is a ambery, warm fragrance. So if you're not into amber fragrances, this isn't going to be for you. And the Palo Santo in here is really, really smooth. So Palo Santo to me, a lot of times comes off as almost like a hot wood, kind of like what you would get in a sauna, or as we Yoopers from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan like to say, sauna. Okay. But yeah, it smells like hot wood from a sauna. And this one isn't quite like that. This is a little lighter. This is a little bit more toned down than I thought it was going to be. This is not a thick, like a super thick, dense fragrance, which makes it more of a year-round fragrance. I really feel like I could wear this in any season. This is not just fall, winter like I thought it was going to be. I don't know that I could wear this in the dead heat of summer because it is very ambery warm, but it's not as dense and thick and dark as I expected it to be because of the Palo Santo. It's really, really smooth. It actually kind of gives me like a silky vibe. I feel like the texture I get in my mind when I smell this is silk. It's very, very good. And even though it's not super, super dense, the performance is really good. I've had no issues with the performance at all. I can smell this on me for most of the day. It wafts. It's not filling up a room, but I'm getting a really beautiful scent bubble and I just enjoy it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So I definitely get the hype on this one. I do consider this a successful blind buy. All right, let's talk about an affordable one that I blind bought. This is by Paris Corner and this is Banana Bliss. And when I saw the notes of this, I couldn't help myself. I'm a big banana fan. I love anything banana flavored. I was like that even as a kid. I remember, when you're a kid and you had to like, you could pick out what flavor popsicle you wanted. I'd always pick banana or grape, banana or grape. Banana Laffy Taffies, I love them. Banana cream pie. Yeah, I love banana flavored stuff. So when I saw the notes of this, it's like banana and coconut cream and vanilla and sugar and tonka bean. This smells good. This is for gourmand lovers only, though. This is pretty gourmand. And I've only worn it once, okay? But I almost get like a caramel feel to this. Almost kind of like a caramel popcorn with banana. I don't know where the popcorn's coming from. It's not really strong. Like it just kind of gives me a picture in my head of like caramel popcorn, but the banana doesn't last through the whole wear of the fragrance, I feel like. I got banana pretty strongly when I first sprayed it, but then it kind of tones down. I do start to get some of that coconut, but I don't know, sometimes it smells like caramel to me. It's like it's so dense that it almost kind of goes between coconut and caramel. It's kind of, I have to play with this some more to really get my final thoughts on it, but it's delicious. I can tell you that. It's delicious. If you like banana fun fragrances, give this one a try. I don't know enough about it to talk about the performance, but I wore it once around the house. I didn't really feel like I was struggling to smell it, so I think the performance is okay. But yeah, I consider this a successful blend buy. I think it's delicious. All right, this next one I got in PR from a house that reached out to me, and I've never heard of them before. I had never heard of them, and I really have never heard anyone talking about them. So I think they're a newer house. But this is by Maison D'Abba, or maybe it's Diaba, and this is Sovereign. They reached out to me and asked if I was interested in trying a fragrance from their website. They sent me a link to their website, asked me to pick one out. Didn't say anything, like there was no obligation to talk about it, no obligation to post anything. It was just, hey, do you want to try out our fragrance? And so I said, yeah, absolutely. And I really like this bottle. Look at this bottle. Isn't it super luxurious looking? This one sounded really appealing when I looked at the notes on the website because it's a tobacco fragrance and it has rum. I love tobacco and rum. But the top notes were interesting because it's like coconut and peach, I think. And there's some floral notes in here. I think there's some jasmine and some gardenia. And so it was kind of like, wow, that's interesting. You know, usually when you see rum and tobacco, the top notes are like cinnamon and cardamom and you know what I mean? But this was coconut and peach. And I thought that sounded super interesting. It smells really, really good. This smells like a super high quality, luxurious niche perfume. The only thing about the fragrance for me though is that it does lean on the masculine side. So when you spray it, when I first smell it, I was like, okay, yeah, that's unisex. But then when I sprayed it on my skin, as it dries down, the woody notes in the dry down definitely come through. There's cedar in here, and I definitely get that. So for me, this just leans on the masculine side. It's not going to be one that I'm going to be able to wear, but I did have my husband try it, and this smells so good on him. So he likes this fragrance. He thought it smelled amazing, and I'm going to pass this on to my husband. The performance is outstanding. I sprayed this just on the back of my hand, and it was like wafting. I mean, it's strong. It's a strong fragrance, really good performance, really, really good quality. But yeah, leans a little too masculine for me. So if you're looking for a masculine leaning rum, tobacco, kind of unique twist on that scent profile with a woody base, definitely get your nose on this one. I'll leave their website in the description box. All right, up next is a fragrance I already told you guys I got when I did my declutter. This is by Vivamor Caramel Pop. This is such a fun perfume. Again, only for gourmand lovers. You have got to be into foodie gourmands to enjoy this because this smells like caramel popcorn 100%. I actually had What About Pop from the House of Oud, but once I got this one, I decluttered that because this smells even more realistic to caramel popcorn with more emphasis on the caramel. This is freaking delicious and will make you crave caramel popcorn. This makes me want to eat. Yeah, I want to pop some popcorn right now. So I will say, like I said, if you're not into foodie, realistic gourmands, this isn't going to be for you. But if the idea of smelling like caramel popcorn sounds good to you, like it does me, you are going to smell like a complete snack. And it's what I really like about it is that even though it's sweet, it's not too sweet. The popcorn really does kind of tone the sweetness down, but you do get a lot of the caramel for sure. And I've worn it twice now, and the performance seemed to be pretty good. I really wasn't struggling to smell it. So yeah, absolutely delicious. I love this. I think this is going to be so great for this time of year. All right, one that was not a blind buy. I had tested this fragrance out. I actually had a 10 ml decant that I went through and knew I absolutely had to have this. I already know that I love this fragrance. Like I said, I went through my 10 ml already and had to have a full size bottle. So this is by Mancera Amore Caffè, and this smells incredible. This is a coffee fragrance for people who don't like super strong coffee fragrances. There's coffee in here, but it's not the star of the show. There's also amaretto in here, which is freaking delicious. It's warm, it has ice cream in it, and I definitely picked that up. There's this creamy ice cream feel running through the entire vein of the fragrance. It's got that texture to it. But I will say, even though it has all these like gourmand notes, it's not as strong as a lot of other Manceras are. So usually Manceras are beast mode. This is not beast mode. This one is just moderate performance. I don't struggle to smell it, but it's not nearly the strength that a lot of Manceras have been in the past, which I think is good because I don't think I want this to be like so strong. It's very sweet. But man, is this delicious. I love this fragrance. This has got to be my favorite Mancera for sure. All right, up next, I did receive PR from a house that I have been really curious about. So when they reached out to me, I was like, yes, I do want to try your fragrances because I've heard several of my YouTube friends talking about this house. So I'm talking about the house Day 3. So when they reached out to me, I said, yeah, I definitely want to try your fragrances. And I thought maybe they were going to send me like 1 or 2, but they ended up sending me 8. 8 of their fragrances, which I was like, whoa, thank you. I mean, that was super nice. And there was no obligation to post or anything like that. They just asked if I wanted to try them out and if I liked them to, mention it on my channel. There was no like, hey, we want 3 videos and 2 Instagram posts and, your firstborn child. Like some houses I've had, okay, let's just talk about this real quick because I think it's interesting. I've actually had a couple of well-known, I'm not going to name names, okay, because I'm not here to start drama, but I've had some well-known houses reach out to me and ask me if I was interested in trying their fragrances, and I said yes. And then they were like, this one house sent me this giant like page of things they wanted me to do and say and agree to, and they wanted me to sign it and send it back just for them to send me the perfumes. I mean, this wasn't even like, hey, we're going to sponsor a video or anything. Just to send me some free bottles of perfume. And I didn't message them back. I was like, they messaged me a couple more times and I was like, no, 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 no. That's not how this works. I try the fragrances first and then if I like them. Anyway, so yeah, that was an eye opener for me. I don't get a whole lot of PR, but all the PR I've received so far hasn't been like that. The PR that I've received, companies just ask if I'm interested in trying the fragrances. And then, I've never had anyone ask me to sign something first before they sent me perfume. But anyway, yeah. So I decided that I wouldn't be probably talking about that house anymore on my channel. And anyway, okay, we're not here to talk about that. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because Day 3 Fragrances sent me 8 perfumes without any obligation at all. So that's a good sign. You know what I mean? That's a good sign. When a house does that, that means they believe in their product. They're not asking you to do all this stuff because they believe in their product. They believe they have a good product. And let me tell you something, I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen so far from this house. So I'm not going to go over all 8 because I haven't had a chance to wear all 8 of the fragrances on my skin. I've tried all 8 of them on paper, and I will tell you that there wasn't one that I actually thought, ooh, I don't like that. You know what I mean? There was no stinkers in the group. But I've only worn 3 of them on skin. So I'm going to just talk to you about those 3. But let me know if you're interested in knowing more about this house. If you want to know more about the other fragrances, I'm sure I'll talk about them more as I get a chance to wear them and get to know them better. But if you're interested in like a dedicated video of Day 3, let me know. I'd be happy to do that. Just let me know if you're interested. But I'm going to talk about the 3 that I've worn on skin that I have really been enjoying. So the first one, this has got to be my favorite from the house. This is Ambar Dominicano. And when I tried this, I just instantly fell in love. So I like, my husband and I, when I get new fragrances, we like to spray the fragrance and see if we can pick out the notes without looking at the notes first, And I knew right away that there was Coca-Cola in here. I knew right away. I could tell. And if you've been watching my channel, you know I love Coca-Cola scents. So this is cinnamon, which I love cinnamon, Coca-Cola. This is definitely lots of amber. It's very warm. This is so fun, but not in a, when you have a Coca-Cola note in your fragrance, you think it's going to be kind of juvenile, but it's not. It's a spicy, sweet, this is sexy. This has a sexiness to it. Yeah, this has got to be my favorite one so far. So far. I haven't had a chance, like I said, to wear all of these fragrances on skin, but wow, this was love at first sniff. So if you like cinnamon, if you like warm fragrances, if you like a Coca-Cola note, definitely get your nose on it, get a sample. They do have samples, by the way. Day 3 has a discovery kit, I believe you can get. I'll leave all their information in the description box. But yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, another one I've really been enjoying from this house. This one, I'm kind of surprised how much I've been enjoying it, but this is called Say Less. And this is an iris perfume. I knew right away when I smelled this. I'm like, ooh, I smell iris. Definitely an iris forward fragrance. Okay, I love iris, but it has to be done a certain way. If iris is mixed with something that's too sweet, it almost smells sickening to me, which is strange because I love sweet fragrances. But apparently, with my iris, I need just like a touch of sweetness, enough sweetness that it doesn't smell dry, but not so much sweetness that it's like sickening sweet. And the name of this is perfect, Say Less, because it is more of an intimate scent, but you can definitely smell it. It's very inoffensive. This is like quiet luxury in a bottle. It's there, but it is not going to overwhelm or offend anyone. You could wear it anytime, any place. It has some citrusy notes in the opening. I definitely picked that up. And then that powdery iris comes through. I think there's a little bit of violet in here, but I really only get the violet if I put my nose to my skin, then I pick it up. I don't really get the violet in the air, which is good because I don't typically love violet. Another thing I really like about this is that a lot of times iris fragrances can feel a little cold, and they put amber in the base of this fragrance, which warms it up. So there's this warmth to it. I love it. It's so good. It's so, so good. If you were an iris fan, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. Okay, the last one I'm going to talk about from this house is called Delamere. And right away, I knew I liked this one because this is a day at the beach. But it's a day at the beach without smelling like sunscreen or suntan lotion. So this is I don't mind a suntan lotion or sunscreen, but that's not what's in here. This smells luxe for sure. This smells like an expensive day at the beach. It smells, okay, there's lime in the opening, I believe. And then there's the most beautiful, like ocean breeze smell in here. It smells like you're outside and you're getting this gorgeous ocean sea breeze, but without that like marine fishy smell. You know what I mean? Just like a sunny day, bright, happy. There's some coconut in here, but it is not sunscreen. Yes, I really, really like this one. I'm not really in the mood for this right now because this is more of definitely a summertime fragrance. Oh, there is one thing I can smell it in here. There's white florals in here. I definitely picked that up. So I do want to mention that because not everybody's a white floral fan. This is a beachy white floral scent. I really like it. I'm a big fan of white florals. But yeah, I'm not in the mood for this right now just because it's fall winter for me, or it's not winter, but you know what I'm saying. I'm in the mood for fall winter scents. But I'm going to love this in the summer. So if you like summertime scents, definitely get your nose on Delamere. All right, up next, we have a fragrance, another one from Paris Corner. This is an affordable fragrance that I was super interested in. And this one was a blind buy because I had so much success with the other ones. The other Cahier, I think is how you say it. But this is Confection. And this one is, yeah, it was a blind buy. I love the other two. So pistachio and the lychee one, absolutely loved it. And I really, really like this one. I really doubted that I wouldn't like it. It's got pear, whipped cream, marshmallow. How was I not going to like it? It's very sweet. You have got to be into sweet fragrances to like this. It kind of reminds me a little bit of La Belle from Jean Paul Gaultier. They're different. They're not the same, but that pear that's in La Belle is the same kind of pear that I feel like is in here. Definitely smells, yeah, it smells good. I like it. I think this is going to be something I'll be in the mood for when it gets a lot cooler outside. This is really, really sweet. So, you've got to like that. You've got to be a gourmand lover in order to enjoy this, and you have to be a big pear fan. If you like La Belle, I think there's a pretty strong chance you're going to like this. All right, guys, last but definitely not least is a fragrance that I have tried. It was on my wish list. and I absolutely love this fragrance. I tried it about 6 months ago. I had 2 samples of it just to make sure. And I knew that when fall hit, I was getting this fragrance. This is by Xerjoff, and this is Via Cavour 1. Yeah, I've dipped into this a few times already. I haven't had it that long. I freaking love this fragrance. This has popped up to the top of my list. I am obsessed with this fragrance. This is my favorite out of all the fragrances that I've talked about today. This one is my absolute favorite. This has my whole heart. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed with this fragrance. I'm so happy to have this in my collection. There's some fruity notes at the top, but mostly what I get from this perfume are the red berries. I get chocolate and red berries in here, definitely. There's some sweet notes in here, like there's vanilla and caramel, and there's chocolate, but the chocolate's not over the top. It's all blended really, really well. And then the fruit, yeah, the fruitiness I get are the red berries. I don't really pick up the other fruity notes. I definitely get the rose in here for sure. A little bit of patchouli, but it's warm, clean patchouli. It's not earthy at all. I was surprised when I looked at the notes that there's oud in here. I don't pick up oud at all. So if you're scared of that, don't be scared of that. I'm not getting oud from this. Yeah, this is so good. Definitely amber in here for sure. It's warm. It's sweet. It's rose. Okay. I'm so excited about this fragrance, and I love it so much that I feel like telling you guys that this is a masterpiece. But I literally have only had it for like a week. So it's a little like, calm down, Jackie. Okay, calm down. You don't know that it's a masterpiece yet, but it feels like it's a masterpiece to me because I love it so much. And I'm so happy to have it. So I would say this is not a safe blind buy. Do not blind buy this, but get a sample for sure. It's definitely worth getting your nose on, and the performance is amazing. I mean, the scent trail that this leaves, oh, it's gorgeous. It's sexy. It's wonderful. I love it. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Let me know what you think of these fragrances. Have you tried them? Do you like them? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Are you interested in any of them? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I love to hear from you guys. If you did like this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope everybody is having an amazing day, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.